Hi guys, welcome back to the Easily Distracted podcast. We have another very special episode for you guys. We're with Bennett. I'm Nico.
George.
Man himself, Luke Bennett.
Right, so
Bennett.
Luke, in our podcast we do a little thing at the start where you introduce yourself as if it's a dating profile. So the floor's yours, man.
Okay, so my name's Luke Bennett. I am 21 years old. I'm from Dudley, United Kingdom, and I'm single. So if anyone wants me, I'm here.
So you're on
Single
the market.
and ready
You're on
to
the
mingle.
Market, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, fair play. One of the questions we wanted to ask you is obviously you've been around for, you said that a couple, 3 years?
Yeah,
Was it?
just over
Yeah.
3 years now.
Yeah. So what started it all? What started your TikTok?
I was just bored in lockdown. That's all it was. I started posting, I think it was January 2021. And at that point, I literally didn't have a following or anything. Like, my mum was on TikTok, my brother, and they was trying to get me on TikTok during the first lockdown. And I said, I'm never going to stand up there and do a stupid dance video or go on camera, do anything stupid like that. You're having a laugh. And then I thought, let's just give it a go, see what happens. And then I started doing, obviously, just the trends, what was happening on there. And then it was around about March, April time of that year. The Q&A feature come on TikTok. I think it was about February time. So I just thought, people start asking me questions and, we'll just see what people want to ask me. And then someone asked me, what did you do if Kante's in your fridge? And I was like, okay, and literally this was not planned. It was just freestyled on the spot in my kitchen. I went, Kante, what are you doing in my fridge? Stop doing that and get out. And then I went to sleep, woke up the following morning. That video had 400k views just overnight. And I was like, I've never seen numbers like this in my life. What's going on here? So I thought, okay, let's maybe play on this and see what happens. So then people was asking me, what'd you do if Ronaldo's in your freezer? What'd you do if Messi was, I don't know, in your washing machine? And that get out catchphrase, it just went from there really. And I've just obviously adapted things, developed things over the years and done different things
So
and that.
were the views good enough to then go like, this is a career path I could potentially...
So at first, I was working a goal, so I'm a qualified football coach before socials and that. So I was at uni as well doing a football coaching degree at the time.
What uni?
I was at Wolver Uni.
Okay. Yeah.
I was coaching my own Sunday team. I was working at Walsall Academy a little bit, so doing obviously some bit higher up coaching there. So obviously socials was only a side thing, and it wasn't for about a good year before I could focus on it doing it full time. And it was a risk I took. I dropped out of uni. I quit goals. I've stopped my football stuff to focus on socials, and there's a risk I took, but it's paid off in the end. But the way I look at it, if you don't take those risks in life, you don't know what could happen in the future, and that's what it's about in life, taking risks.
No, you're fully right, because at the end of the day, especially when it's a very massively growing industry, it's also very saturated because there's a lot of people in it. So it's a bit of a big risk, just being like, you know what, bun all that off, let's go into it. But respect, listen, after you said that, the rest is history. You're here, right? You're where you are today, and you've obviously made a pretty big name for yourself. So respect for that. That's So did anyone inspire you on the way up? Did you have any mentors or just someone you fully looked up to?
So like every other people my age, I grew up watching the Sidemen, and I've watched how they've developed and done videos and that. And there was a group called the Smithy Family on TikTok. I watched them before, and they inspired me a little bit. And the guy called Jack from there, editor there, I've actually spoke with him personally as well. And then obviously when I got invited onto the What's Good podcast with Randolph and Miniminter, I grew up watching the side. I've looked up to them when they invited me on their podcast, and it was just a surreal experience that was. And I've had to go on the Sidemen wheel and everything, and it was just crazy. That was things like that, if you know what I mean. You remember that for the rest of your life.
That
really.
must be a fever dream for you.
Yeah,
right?
literally.
You're just in one moment you're in COVID starting videos from your bedroom, and the next you're on the What's Good podcast with Mini Minter and Randolph. You're like, what is going on?
Yeah,
you know
literally.
That's sick though. You deserve that though. You've had a massive growth, and that's what happens. It pays. It pays, and I guess you dropping out of uni at the end of the day was a good decision.
Yeah, it was. It paid off in the end.
Yeah.
So you dropped out. This might be a question you don't want to answer, but you dropped out and you've made it a career path. How much are you going to bring in for you be able to drop out? Are you monthly earnings? Is that
So like I said, it took me
stable?
about a year of doing socials before I made that decision. Where I could focus on doing it full time. Before that, it was part-time thing. But obviously doing like nightclub appearances, obviously the TikTok money, TikTok lives, going to different events, working with different brands, all that combined, in the end it was enough to earn full time. Whereas when I was first starting out, I was just doing it from my kitchen, if you know what I mean. So it's about networking. That's what it's about, really. And going to these events, you know, I was meeting different people, talking with different people. They knew people, so I was speaking with them. And that's what it's about in this industry. It's about networking, meeting different people, and then you branch out to other industry, like other people, like see what they do, and you go and try their stuff. And that's what it's about.
Exactly, but at the end of the day, it's not just about like socials. That's about life, innit?
Yeah,
it's about,
yeah,
like actually making the most of your moment.
Yeah.
Doing the networking that you have clearly done, right? So you're a pretty switched on lad in that terms of, because you have a lot of people who just, they get this platform and they don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Whereas it's clear you do.
Yeah, like
I mean?
a lot. I'll put a character online. I'm not like that. I don't go around like you might have seen in my lives. I put like pots and pans. I made the stupid things like that. You know, I don't go around doing that. It's about putting a character on, and it's about. It might sound stupid, but you play with people's minds basically. But it's also, there's a lot of stuff what goes on behind the scenes as well. It's not as easy as just whacking a video up. There's all planning behind, obviously doing the events, travelling. I've done work obviously in the UK. I've done stuff abroad as well recently, stuff like that. So that's what it's about. Is like not a lot of people realise they just think just whack a video up. Whereas a lot of planning behind, a lot of travelling. It is tiring at times as well. It's not easy to do really.
Yeah, well, you've got obviously. It's a new thing that's come up. You've got a new style of content now. You're doing OnlyFans. So would you like to talk about that?
I can talk about that. Yeah, if you want me
to.
Yeah, so I've known people who've been doing it for a long time. You know, you might know people like Astrid Wet, Elbrook. You know, they've been doing. No, I'm good friends.
Have you tapped?
Not with Astrid. No, I'm just making.
No, I'm joking. You know, I'm joking.
But you know, and I think it was around about April this year. I just thought, see what happens. I suppose. I did it, and
it's like fuck it, let's go for it.
It pays good money. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you're making good.
I'm making good money off that. Yeah.
What about the leaks though? I've been seeing the people have been leaking you for like a month.
I know. So the first one, it got me like 7th trending in the UK on Twitter. I was like trending more than Arsenal at the time. I think they played a Champions League game or something. I was trending more than Arsenal at the time on the same night, and it was just like. I saw it and I was like, what? But that's actually illegal. You know, you're not supposed to take content off there, if you know what I mean. So, but because there's that many clips of it, that many screen recordings, it's hard to find the individual person. But if I do find that individual person, I can prosecute them and take them to court.
But also, would there be a suing case or something?
Yeah.
But also, realistically, has that brought more traffic?
Yeah, it gave me exposure.
Yeah,
it gave me. I mean, like I said, I was 7th trending on Twitter,
exactly.
The UK at that point.
Luke Bennett on the map.
I love
it. Has there been like a fair amount? Obviously, there's this positive side to it. Has there been a fair amount of backlash? Yeah,
like I say to everyone who does socials or anything to do with like the social media industry, you've got to expect hate. You've got to have thick skin. If you can't deal with it, don't bother doing it. You're always going to go there. Unfortunately, the bigger platform you start getting, the more people become jealous. They want to try and bring you down, so it makes them happy because they've probably got sad lives themselves. That's what it really is. But you've just got to try and ignore it as best you can. You know, don't get me wrong. I've had ups and downs. You know, but it's about riding those downs and then coming out on top stronger than you was before.
Bro,
I love that mentality.
Spoken like a true professional. Mate, you know what? Fair play.
Yeah, hats off to you.
Because again, you've had your fair share. Like I've seen on socials, you've had your fair share of just absolute knobheads coming at you and just like giving you so much hate for. At the end of the day, no reason. You know, just for people who are like, again, they're like envious of you. That's exactly you. Like hit the nail on the head there. People, once you start making moves and you start making sorry about that. Once you start making like waves, people will just be jealous of you. Like, someone just sitting in their bedroom, like just.
If you've got the time to hate on someone else, you're just jealous.
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, literally.
But so coming out, what was that like in the industry? Obviously, you were part of Three Blokes and Beers.
Yeah.
That was a very I felt like they almost put some motive on you to be like, oh, go pull this bird. So how was it coming out? Like, who did you tell first, and then how did it expand?
So Chef and Owen were one of the first few people to know. Probably a month before I made it public, if you know what I mean, and then told my family and stuff like that. But again, those two were fine at the beginning, and then as soon as they made public, they basically stabbed me in the back. I mean, there's a joke in taking it far, if you know what I mean. And they deliberately went to like Manchester Pride, taking pictures of me and my ex. Took a picture. They took a similar style picture outside like the flag, and you know, there's a level, and then uploading it on Instagram. There's a joke and taking it too far, and I'm like, I need to get out of this group now. And then there was just fun. They're constantly posting videos about me. Surprise, surprise! When they're posting videos about me, their views were shooting up. But it's weird, if you know what I mean. And even if you look at, you know, I'll say I don't care if Chef and you know, I've said it before. I don't care what they say. You know, I was on a podcast a few months ago. I said something. Chef did a video about it. I don't care. But you know, Chef, if you look at Chef's content for the last few months and like the end of last year, a lot of his videos were talking about me, and they was getting quite. This is not being big-headed. It's just facts, if you know what I mean. It's on there.
There's receipts for it at the end of the day.
His views were getting like 200-300k views. Some of the videos he was saying about me, whereas videos of just himself were getting like sometimes less than 100k views. So that just says it all, in my opinion. It's not me being big-headed.
Message.
I
just feel like it's a bit like it's a bit funny how like when it wasn't public, they were all blessed and they were all like understanding, and then when it got made public, because they probably got some like, I don't know, hate or like whatever they got, then they obviously switched up and started like bantering a bit too much about
there's like I said, there's a joke, if you know what I mean.
They ain't friends at the end of the day.
No, you find out true colours about people. You know the real ones.
So did you have certain people that stuck by you?
Yeah, there was. Yeah, there's a lot of people. I had quite a lot of support. You know, of course you're gonna get. You know, I mean, I think the day after I come out with my ex and that, now he's my ex, now we broke up and that, but I mean, the summer writing paper, I was in the papers, like the summer writing newspaper articles
you were in
about
the
it.
Sun.
Yeah, there was writing like articles about it, and I'm like, why? And that's like, whoever I get with next, I'm thinking, if I make that public, are the media going to be all over it again? I'm like, yeah, I've got a following, but they'll do anything for a story, the papers. They'll do anything.
Especially the Sun.
Bro, I did not know you were in the Sun.
Yeah, I've been in the
Sun.
I've been in the papers a few times.
All about you. That's
I've talked about you.
That's
the
crazy.
Sun are just full on rap.
But do you think realistically, because obviously, I only like followed the story about you and your ex, like on a superficial amount. I don't know a whole lot about it. But do you reckon like the reason why it's like, obviously I'm sorry it ended, but like do you reckon like the reason why it ended was because of all this like massive media attention, media backlash, and hate and this and that, or was it just like a completely like personal internal
partially
reason?
I think maybe, but a lot, I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but a lot happened. So I dropped a lot of things last year for him, and I'll look back now and I know I shouldn't have, if you know what I mean. And you know, it's my first proper relationship, if that makes sense. And you learn, if you know what I mean. Like now I'm back on track where I was like 2 years ago. Last year I lost myself a bit, like with everything, and I cut a lot of people off. And I've started this year. I've reconnected with a lot of people, if you know what I mean. And I understood, if you know what I mean, why I did that and stuff like that. But yeah, well, I just lost myself a bit last year, and I had a lot of stuff go on the end of last year as well. Like at the time of my breakup, my address got leaked online, so I was having a lot of crap at the house. I had false allegations about me, and my mental health, I'll be honest with you, it was December, January time. It was really bad, and at one point I locked myself away for a week. I didn't leave the house. It got to that level, but you know, I've come out stronger the other side, and I'm back to where I was, you know, my old self and that now, really. So,
mate, the comeback is well and truly on. This guy was on live last night with 8K viewers. He's getting more of live viewers than HS TikTok he is, and you know that is
a big
saying
name in the
something.
industry.
But it's just, I just find it a bit weird how, again, like as soon as you came out, then it just all kind of just like dissembled a bit. And also the fact is, like you said, like last year you were a bit like you just distanced yourself and whatnot, because I feel like you needed to do that after everything that happened. But right now you look like a guy who's absolutely on it. You look absolutely motivated, and you look like you're ready to like take it over again.
You've got through everything that bad could have happened. You've got through it, and you're on the other side, so nothing now can basically hurt you.
No. Like
you're through it.
Nothing but respect, mate. To be fair, nothing but respect.
But no, like at times, you know, I used to care what people say and do. I generally don't care what people say, do. They can comment whatever they want. I'm living my life. I'm 21 years old. I'm living my life at the
Yeah.
end of the day. Like, people can say what they want, do what they want, but it's not easy, to build a platform. And like I said, it's just a lot of jealous people. That's all it is.
Yeah. Mate, you can say that again. Say it for the people at the back, to be honest. Honestly. So do you think, obviously going back on the whole like coming out thing, was it something like you've always known and you only like made it public recently, or was it something that you just realized? Because obviously we saw on the Blokes and three Blokes and Beers that like obviously they tried to get you with like people, and then obviously we heard the slug and lettuce thing, right? Is that true, by the way?
Things happen in the slug and
things like we won't name them, but do you think it just like you realized, or was it always that and you were just kind of like just fronting it?
I probably knew from like year 10, I would say.
Okay.
But I always said I would do it with the right person, if you know what I mean. And when I met my ex, if you know what I mean, obviously with the platform I've got, it was always going to be a lot harder as well, if you know what I mean. I knew I was always going to get backlash, if you know what I mean. But after I made it public, the day after, I mean, I had a lot of creators were doing like supportive videos about me. A lot of like I'll speak with a few footballers as well. They were messaging me like saying fair play to you and that. But of course you're gonna have the other side of it as well.
Ignorance, mate. It's just ignorance.
But I look back at it and I'm just like, the way I look at it, a lot of people who want to say nasty stuff, they probably denied themselves. That's the way I look at it, if you know what I mean. And they haven't got the courage to do what I've done. But yeah, I generally don't care, if you know what I mean. And that's when I found out true colours about, obviously, Chef and Aaron and a few other TikTokers as well at the time. And I'm just like, I needed to get myself out of that group, if you know what I mean. It wasn't
100%.
It wasn't
Is
right.
it?
No, facts.
Is it true? Obviously, I've heard here, there, and everywhere. But does Chef Dave owe you money as well?
So yeah, I've said this on another podcast. Needed a video trying to do so again, just after views and that. But he'll probably do one after this. It wouldn't surprise me. But I don't care. But yeah, so for my YouTube, I'm owed quite a bit of money off them. Chef looked after it, so all the YouTube money went to his account, and then he would send my share to me, the share to Aaron, and that. And yeah, he still owes me quite a bit of money. I wouldn't be surprised if he still owes Aaron money as well, to be honest. But
could you not go down like a legal way with that? If it's enough to go down,
there
like,
probably would be, but
what's the point? Do you know what I mean? What's the point? You're up now anyway.
I don't.
It is a lot of money.
Yeah, it is, but like look, money's not everything, if you know what I mean. I can't be asked to deal with them again, and they probably want me. He probably wants me to do that just so he can get views out of it. Like even mentioning his name, like I said, he'll probably do a clip to just try and get views and that. Like he hardly posts on TikTok now. So
hey,
it wouldn't surprise me.
Before you clip it, get my face in it like that. Yeah, honestly, that guy is an interesting character.
Interesting character.
Before.
I wasn't there. I wasn't
I've
there.
met
I
him
wasn't there.
before,
Marshall Patton there. Shout out Marshall.
Yeah, shout out Marsh.
Yeah, I mean,
Shout out homegrown.
it's it's weird though. You are very right. When stuff like this comes out, you do realize the true colors of people, and who just straight away who's fake by who just backstabs you straight away. Just like, because as you said, when you came out, Aaron and Chef started coming out making content about it, taking it a bit too far.
Yeah, like I said, there's a joke and taking it too far. I could take the banter, I could take a joke, but when they're putting stuff on Instagram, deliberately going to certain events just to take the mick, that's too far, if you know what I mean.
So, in terms of the community, when it all happened, when everything came out, do you think you had more support or more hate? Like, what do you think was?
I would say I probably had more support than hate, if you know what I mean.
That's
of course, you're always going to get, like I said, a few idiots, if you know what I mean, who are going to try and get to you. But I've been through a lot, if you know what I mean, a lot of stuff's happened over the few years, and I don't think anything can stop me now, if you know what I mean. I generally don't care. People can say what they want to do, what they want. I've had death threats before, all this stuff and that. Like,
you've had
your
death threats
with your house.
Yeah, my house got leaked.
Well,
I've had people come to my house. I mean, we had to get the fire brigade out to put a flammable thing on our letterbox because they're threatening to put fireworks in. We could deal with the takeaways, if you know what I mean, but people creating like fake Facebook Marketplace things of me, saying I was selling PlayStation, Xboxes and that. And it was the end of last year. No lie, we had about 85 cars in one day. We had them all lining up all down my street. Someone come from Scotland for a dog. Someone come from Leeds in a removal van for a bed. And you've got to tell them, sorry, it's a hoax. People are trolling.
And what's their reaction?
Some were understandable, some weren't. But what can you do? And obviously, of course,
it's not your fault, is it?
No, we had to get the police involved and
someone from Scotland for a
someone come, so there's a Premier Inn up the road from me. Stopped in there the Saturday, not the night before, and then come and collected the dog on the Sunday.
Oh, nah, that is.
And then
that's money for them. Like
then he has to travel back up Scotland on the Monday.
That is peak. That is so peak.
So I felt bad, but what can you do?
Not your fault.
No, it's not your fault. It's these idiots.
But we have a sign what we put on the door now. So basically, I mean, with my numbers increasing again this last week, we've had a few incidences at the house.
Like just this week?
Just this week, yeah. But we haven't had anything for a long time. But because obviously I've changed the style of trying something new out and it's paid off and the views are shooting up again, I think people are going to try and... It's what they'll do. They'll want a reaction and they clip it, put it on TikTok and get views. That's what they want.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't get
There's
to the
nothing
level
you can
it was.
really do to negate it.
No, it's like we've had the police constantly out and
apart from like doing the extreme of like completely moving house, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, there's not much you can do if you know what I mean.
So I guess realistically, in the next year, just get your P's up so you can move your family.
Yeah,
to a really nice crib
literally,
and then not tell anyone.
And then do not.
Don't even tell your family.
No.
Just tell your actual like mum, dad, and siblings if you've got them, and then just like get them out of there.
Yeah,
don't tell anyone where you live.
Yeah.
Because it is peak though.
But then
like,
you sell that house. Do you reckon there's like a decrease in value for that house now because they're getting this like reoccurring problem? There could be.
You just gotta keep that under wraps.
Don't tell the estate agents.
Oh, by the way,
everyone comes to my door at 3:00.
So. That is a bit weird though, how like people just take it that far, actually showing up.
You've got to be
house.
seriously bored.
And also, but then again, that's like, I don't know. It's like, do you have that much like that little self-respect? You're just gonna like, try and banter someone by like sending like random people to their house? Because then again, like if it's just a harmless like send someone to your house, like I don't know, like a. One of those like fake poos that like, squishy toys, and that's okay, that's manageable. When people send stuff to your house, at least you can throw it away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you get physical people,
actual people turn up at the end,
and you get people that have nothing to do with it coming from Scotland wanting a dog, then I feel like that's when it's like way over the line. There's a line.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, it got to the extreme
levels. Have you ever felt like threatened by people turning up? Like, has there been anyone that's been like genuinely looking to cause harm?
Probably Halloween last year. We had threats of fireworks to go through the letterbox. That's when the police got in contact with the fire brigade. They put an anti-flammable thing on my letterbox. It's still on there. We have had stuff thrown at the window and everything. On Halloween night, we had an on-response car sitting in our cul-de-sac. Just sit there because we had threats at the house and that. And people actually did come up, but they got caught, if you know what I mean.
Real quick, if they pull out with the strap.
So, they got. But again, most of these are kids, though, so...
Yeah, I think that's the problem with the demographic you're currently working with. They're so immature, they don't understand that this actually can cause distress and harm to not even just you, everyone on the street.
Yeah.
Bro,
literally.
Imagine feeling unsafe in your own house. I bet there were
At
times when you felt
it
proper
hasn't
unsafe
been
in your
nice,
own house. That's not okay, I don't think.
No.
But I think social media is all good until it gets to that point.
Yeah,
and that's when it's just like, okay, guys, let's chill out.
There's a line, if you know what I mean.
Oh, and that's been well crossed.
Yeah,
literally. Let's take it to a bit more lighter topic.
Yeah.
So footballing wise, what do you support any team?
Yeah, I'm like I said before, I'm a qualified football coach. I've always been into football in my life. I'm a Wolves fan.
Well, you're a Wolves fan, yeah.
So I was legit at the pre-season game last weekend. This is the first obviously going back and Molly.
How they look? Are they looking good? What they say?
They lost.
We lost, but I would say the chemistry between we've recently lost Pedro Neto now as well, so that's going to be a big miss.
60 million though, brother.
I know that's the most we've ever sold a player for in our history. So
you can build a good team around that.
I feel like he could have gone to a better team than Chelsea. Sorry, Chelsea fans out there, but I think he could have gone to a better team.
Chelsea do this.
Yeah, you can get a couple more Portuguese wonder kids.
Yeah, literally. But that's what we've since obviously these Chinese owners have come in. We've invested a lot in Portugal. Let's put it that way. Yeah. But again, we brought talent over. they've shone in the Prem and then we've sold them on. Ruben Neves, another example. You know, when we sold him, when he went to Saudi Arabia, we got a bit out of him. Diogo Jota, Matheus Nunes.
Up to
A
me.
lot.
Yes, I'm a Liverpool fan.
But look,
Thank
when he
you,
went to
Fane.
Liverpool,
Thank
a
you.
lot of people doubted him and he did quite well. I
mate,
know he's had injuries, if you know what I mean.
Aside from injuries, Jota's played
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Scores goals like
Yes.
every game he plays at this point. But he
No,
just doesn't
that's
play that.
so
And obviously
not
when
true.
we had
Mate,
him,
That's
Mate,
true.
when he
Yeah,
plays,
yeah.
he performs. It's
He
just
does,
his
yeah.
inconsistency.
He,
and
he does
injuries.
perform. I wouldn't say he scores a goal.
Mate, I
every
think
game,
I think his ratio ain't far off that.
Yeah. Fair.
it's pretty decent. I think
Yeah.
what doesn't help us, obviously we had, when we come up from the Championship, you know, we've obviously finished 7th, got in Europe. That attracted a lot of talent, but obviously it's not going to, you're not going to sustain that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
It's hard
so
to do, yeah.
unfortunately with our club, I think we bring a lot of players in, develop them, and then sell them on. And it's frustrating with the owners at the minute as well because our season ticket price, our price overall gone up 17% this season.
Fucking hell.
A lot of season ticket holders can't afford to renew their tickets.
How much is your season ticket?
I mean, on average, it was about £800 normally. It's like
pretty
1,000,
good.
1,200. It's competing up with like
Jesus.
Man U, Man City, Arsenal prices now, and I'm
man.
like,
Yeah.
we're not on their level, if you know what I mean.
Same
And
as a Liverpool.
it's
fan.
even showing, like, I've had a notification come through today. Our first home game against Chelsea has gone on general sale. Last season, we had about 2 games all season where they actually went general sale. Members normally it's sold out after members.
Yeah.
That just shows people can't afford to pay. I mean,
It's
I think
getting ridiculous.
it is like I've seen some of the ticket prices. It's like 60, 70 quid. I'm like, we're a mid-table Premier League team.
Yeah.
We're not compete.
Should be
We're not
max
realistically
50.
going to compete for Europe, if you know what I mean. We're not.
Yeah.
So
Max 50, innit?
the way I look at it, these owners need to do something. Otherwise, the club's slowly turning against these owners, and
But
these
what
owners
can
have
they do if they can sell it out? What can they do? It's like Liverpool. I'm paying £100 a ticket
Yeah.
minimum, probably. But what can they do if it's gonna go anywhere? It's gonna sell. Anfield's gonna be packed.
Yeah,
out
yeah,
either
yeah.
way. So they may as well. Even if they
Yeah,
increased it to
yeah.
150, it's probably
Yeah.
still gonna be packed
Yeah,
out.
But
It'd be
you don't get
interesting.
the real fans.
No, and that's what they're losing. I
Yeah.
think,
The real fans.
It'd be interesting to see, obviously, how this season goes in terms of overall attendance throughout the season compared to
Yeah.
previous seasons due to these tickets. It'd be interesting to see those statistics, to be honest, at the end of the season.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Who
So-
do you reckon's one to watch for you this season?
What?
Player,
Well, for us,
Yeah.
that new Gomez who we've signed,
Ooh.
he scored a few in pre-season. I think on his debut in pre-season, he scored 2 goals, scored another one in pre-season. I think he's one to watch.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye
yeah.
out
What
for
do you
him
think
this
to obviously Man City now? Because apparently the board have said November the case is getting.
I've
down.
seen that. They've actually proper more
Yeah,
investigating from next
apparently
month on
they
that.
could
Yeah.
be genuinely getting relegated.
Yeah, I've seen
No,
that.
genuinely-
I'll believe it when I see it. I think Man City need to what?
I mean,
What
was
do
it
they need to do?
115
I
breaches, is it?
genuinely think this could happen.
Yeah, 100.
115 breaches.
Yeah, I think it might even.
Something
be
like
more.
that.
What
Might
did
even be
Everton
more.
get? What was Everton? Like
Well, they
3,
got
4?
Yeah, and
4
they got
5,
point
and they
deductions
got,
and that,
yeah,
don't they?
10 points.
Yeah.
But genuinely, I think if they don't do something about it, the fans won't accept it, and they will have to clamp down now or never.
Mate, the fans haven't been accepting it for time. The Premier League, realistically,
No,
what's going
but-
on with City? City's got more money than the Premier League, so they've just
Yeah.
been longing out the process because they've got the money to long it
Yeah,
out.
But I
literally.
think-
Until the
I think now
PL
it's
just gives
happening.
up.
Yeah.
I think now it's happening. I think genuinely action will be taken. But
Yeah.
aside
crossed.
from that, when you go to like Wolves games and stuff or walking in the street, how do you like deal with it? Do you get people coming up to you?
Yeah,
Would you
I've-
call it fame or like?
It depends what your class of fame as, I suppose.
People are coming
I
up
would
to
say I'm
you.
well known. Yeah, when I'm at games, I get, even in the stands, like people, I've had it at half time, people have like come in both sides,
No
just
way.
to ask for pictures, and I've had away fans, every time, like I'll probably have it again. Like when we play Chelsea, our Chelsea fans probably message me, "Oh, look, you're at the game. If I see you, can have a picture," and that. Sometimes I've had a few altercations. I remember, I think it was last season with some Liverpool fans.
Yeah,
They
of
tried
course,
to,
of course.
They tried
Yeah.
to start a few things.
Yeah.
There's banter, but then there's
Yeah.
technical.
Yeah.
But then police dealt with them in the end. But 9 times out of 10, people are nice.
Police have to get involved
Yeah.
like that.
But a lot of the police around Molyneux, a lot of the stewards know me. So if anything
Yeah.
happens,
Yeah,
What's
got it
your,
on lock, mate. Yeah.
What's
Luke
your
Bennett's
worst
got it on lock.
fan interaction? Would you say, aside from
Ooh.
football games, aside from everything, like?
probably the once I was on a night out at Birmingham and Broad Street, I was completely out of it coming out of the club. I was stumbling everywhere, going. And someone asked for a picture, and I'm like, no, not when I'm in that state.
Yeah.
And he kept coming up. I was like, no. And he kept coming up to me, and then I just said, "Man, just fuck off." In the end, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I was being polite, but he just got. And then he took that person off for some reason. Then he started to push me. I said, "Mate, what are you doing?" And there's 10 lads behind me, who saw what's going on. They jumped this guy and battered him. But then the police come over, because obviously they thought we was fighting. They pinned me up the wall for 5 minutes. I said, I haven't done anything wrong here. And then one of his colleagues recognised me and then come over. And I said, if people record that, and he goes on TikTok, look, you've been pinned up the wall by a police officer. Do you realise what that does to me? And he's like, apologise. I said, you can apologise all you want, but you need to have a word with your colleague. And before he pins me up the wall, actually understand what's happening in the situation. That's probably one of the worst experiences I've had, yeah.
Hey, my man straight up thought the TikTok headline as he was
Well, know what you do in that situation.
facts,
Like,
though.
genuinely, he's going to
It's
think,
facts.
shit, people are going to think I've done
Yeah,
something.
yeah. No, because it could be taken out of
Yeah,
context
literally.
so easy. Yeah,
People
no.
can put captions over anything,
Honestly,
if you know what I mean.
yeah.
Like, to take it out of context and
Fuck
everything.
that.
Right, guys, welcome back. Came back from the interlude. Ready to get straight back into it.
Yeah.
Right, Luke, Misfits boxing. We just had a slight chat about it. Would you ever compete? And if you would, who would you fight?
People have asked me a lot. Obviously, I've fought before on a Kingpin event over 2 years ago now. People have asked me what I got on Misfits. If the money's right, yeah. I've been called out by a few opponents, so not too long ago, a guy called Jack Fit, he called me out.
Jack Fitness.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
called me out. A lot of people saying, would that fight happen on Misfits? Who knows what could happen? I got offered to fight, I forgot his name, this Scottish guy.
He's not relevant enough then, if you forgot. his name.
Matty, I think his name was. I think that was his name. On this event in Glasgow, the end of this month actually, but it was like 2 months ago, and I'm like, 2 months is not enough time. So if I did get back in the ring, it wouldn't be till at least next year. I don't think.
I think Jack Fitness would be a banger of a fight.
A
I
lot of-
can't lie. I think that would be perfect.
What about Chef Dave?
Chef
Oh,
Dave.
yeah.
I think the beat.
But he'd have to drop serious weight.
Yeah, he's a
surely.
bit of a fat. But realistically, it could be a perfect way for you guys to like squash the beef and be like, him to be a man and be like, I'm sorry for everything.
I don't know if he'll sit back in the ring though after what's happened to him in his previous fights. I mean,
Wasn't he fighting like a Stonian jeans?
yeah, against
Yeah.
Simple Simon on Tyrone's live thing, and there was like over 100k people on the live.
Simple
It was-
Simon bang.
That is mad. That is
I
mad.
was, Will was obviously me and was filming for our YouTube as well. So Will's in Chef's Corner, and he had a flipping beer before the
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had a
yeah.
Budweiser.
he had a
going, didn't
Budweiser
he?
before he actually started.
Yeah.
Standard.
yeah.
I
standard.
guess he could be playing into the whole thing there.
So
Yeah.
do you think you're ready? Do you think your next fight you'd win it?
I think I would, yeah. You know,
I'd
when
back
I
him against
when
Jack
I
Fitness.
first, you know, when I fought, it was meant to be Ginty, but I fought at Dina Lem in the end. I never fought in a ring before, and there's 4,000 people in attendance, thousands watching on a live stream. If you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It was
fair,
like,
fair.
it was surreal, really. If
It's a
you know,
lot of
like,
pressure.
yeah, and like I had a good reaction. Like when I walk, I still watch it back now sometimes, and it still gives me goosebumps watching the reaction. You know, the positive reaction I actually got from the crowd and everything, and it was crazy. But if I do get back in the ring, you know, it was my first ever fight. I took it serious, but I think my next one I'll take it more serious, if that makes sense.
What was your walkout song?
Turn up the lights. 'Cause obviously it was played at Wolves as well. Obviously it was
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
current time. It was
Right.
like, so I thought I want that theme
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? And it was good, to be honest.
What about the next one? Well, like, could we suggest one?
I mean, if you want to
Could
suggest
we
one.
suggest "All Eyes on Me" by Tupac?
Oh yeah.
"All Eyes on Me" by Tupac, I
Yeah,
reckon
that's a
would
banger.
would
Yeah,
slap.
yeah.
So you fought Ginty?
No, so it was meant to be Ginty, but it was Dina Lem in the end, because the weight difference was too much.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ginty fought JMX, didn't he?
Yeah, we did
he
on
held his
Misfits.
own, to
Yeah,
be
we did.
fair.
I mean,
Oh,
fair play
he
to
held his
Ginty. Since coming from Kingpin, obviously,
Yeah,
you know, he's
Ginty
on Misfits
smashed
a
it.
lot now. So fair.
Someone needs to spark JMX out. I think. I think he's getting a bit too big for his.
But
Yeah.
he's not been really on the scene.
No,
has
he has been on the scene.
He just
much,
came in
really.
and out, done one MMA fight, done one boxing fight.
Yeah.
I've not heard anything.
No.
Anything else.
Well, it's just one of them ones that stays low key, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, fair play.
Right. Well, this might be a touchy question, but obviously you're mates with Ryan Windridge.
Yeah.
What do you think of these allegations that have been thrown?
I mean, I've tried to stay. I mean, I've seen loads of people do videos about it, if you know what I mean. I've tried to stay out of it as much as I can. I'm there for Ryan as a mate, if you know what I mean. From what I've been told by him and from screenshots I've been sent, apparently the girl who we were supposed to be talking with, she said she was 19 at the time, and then obviously they were sending things back and forth, and then she come out and said she was 15, screen recorded it, put it everywhere. I don't know the logistics behind it, but
Yeah.
the way I look at it, if it was that serious, the police would have done something.
True.
I mean, Ryan's reported it to the police, if you know what I mean, and he's even offered to give them the phone to them, and they haven't took his phone. So, I think that's. I mean,
You
I'd
wouldn't
false
do that if you were guilty.
No, I had false allegations about me at the start of this year, if you know what I mean. People putting fake screenshots out about me, and I had to get the police involved. And the way I look at it, like, if that was true, the police would, have you straight away, if you know what I mean. So the police know on socials and that. So
Yeah.
As like a social media creator, it's obviously just if you slip up, and
Yeah.
it's known everywhere.
Yeah.
So he's clearly just had a.
Yeah,
I guess.
he's even admitted, he shouldn't have probably sent. He has to be. You have to. Any of us wants to. You have to be careful. People can screen record
You
anything.
gotta put your hands up at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Well,
Not that. Not that. No, not that. But like at the end of the day, if it was just like that happened,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
and
yeah.
obviously he was coerced. If what is happening is true, he was obviously coerced into doing that. Not coerced, but he was tricked into doing that.
yeah.
By this person. Who didn't
I
tell
don't
the
think this
right
person knew what they were doing,
Yeah.
and obviously they
Yeah.
played the game, and obviously
Yeah.
he played
Obviously,
along.
like-
so in the public eye, it's obviously they probably try to do this to you to create a storyline.
Yeah, they know it'll go viral, it'll go everywhere.
Yeah.
If they'll get views
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
it,
yeah.
they'll get a story out of it. So,
Well, we'll ask you a question right here.
Yeah.
Who are your top 5 content creators at the moment? The ones that you enjoy the most. So we'll take out the obvious, like the Sidemen and fucking who is it? Well, although I was gonna say Mr. Beast, but some mad shit's happened
that's
there.
crazy.
oh yeah,
What's his
Yeah.
name? Tyson? Something.
Chris Tyson.
Chris-
I don't know. I don't know.
But
I saw something the other day about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he they are actually a pedo, aren't they?
oh
like-
no,
like,
that's
what's
not
her
right.
name?
Oh, I don't know.
Ava Tyson.
Chris.
Yeah, but Chris.
We'll see.
yeah,
Yeah, well,
Chris,
everyone knows him,
Yeah, because
yeah.
everyone knows him as Chris, but now he's Ava.
Yeah.
Well, now she's
Surely
Ava.
it's Ava, not Ava.
I don't know, mate. I don't.
Okay,
it's
yeah, either
Ava,
way, either
Ava,
way.
whatever. The name is there. But do you think that? I don't know. It's a bit weird because obviously that seems like it's definitely true.
Yeah.
The whole community has come out and condemned it, right? But if you were in Mr. Beast's shoes, what would you do? Because right now he's been like, Ava's been completely cut out. Bun Ava, Ava's this, Ava's that. But then again, Ava, whatever, bruv, everyone knows what I'm on about, okay? But as Mr. Beast, there's been allegations about him as well. So do you think
Yeah.
that whole like thing?
I don't-
think-
could
I
it
think
be
it's a bit dodgy.
connected?
I think it's a bit dodgy, you know. I reckon Mr. Beast is a pedo.
Such a rogue shout.
I mean,
It's not the roguest, but
it's one of them. It's hard to. I mean, could it all be connected? I don't know, but I suppose time will tell.
Yeah.
I suppose.
yeah, you're right. So
Yeah.
top 5 content creators.
Yeah.
as well.
Get back to that.
Oh, that's a tough one to be
Yeah,
honest.
sidetrack. The ones you enjoy the most right now, like just for you.
Can be any platform as well. TikTok, YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
OnlyFans,
Kick.
whatever.
Vitaly.
Obviously, I'm good mates with like Angry Genius. I spoke with him. I've known him before his socials, and I love his stuff, and that it's funny what he does, and fair play to him the way he's shot right up. If you know what I mean, he's doing stuff with like flipping
It's like a Viagra
JD and that
pill,
now
mate.
and that. If you know what I mean. So
Viagra.
You know
pill,
his
bro.
Twitch subs right now equivalent to 70 grand a month.
says it already,
The
doesn't it?
GTA roleplay I loved.
Yeah,
That
he
was
only does
sick.
that. Yeah.
That was
Mate.
sick.
Girth and turf, bro.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That is
I've got
bro.
I've got an interesting. I've got a
Yeah,
story.
go
about
for it. Go for it.
So obviously, Aaron Hunt somehow got involved in that group, didn't he?
Ooh.
And obviously H was part of it at times and all that, if you know what I mean. And Lou Littler, I've spoke with him and that. He's joined my lives and that. I'm a big darts fan as well, and obviously he broke on the scene, didn't he, then last year, and he still joins my lives now and again and that. And I speak with him, but I was on a night out in it was at Park Life, and was on Park Life Festival. Was on a night. We went to a club called Club Leaf. It's where apparently all the big people go, and we had a private booth at the back, and H rocked up, and everyone's having pictures of him, and me and him I wouldn't say it was an awkward. I wouldn't say it was that awkward, but we just had a little glance, if you know what I mean. Like, I got nothing against H, but because Aaron Hunt was part of that group and the history I've had with him, if you know what I mean, it was a bit like, do these people know if you know what I mean. I don't know, but yeah, it was. I mean, I've got nothing against H, if you know what I mean. But
So you wouldn't box H at Misfits?
I mean, who knows? Who knows what could happen? No, I don't think he would do that.
no.
But
He's got a new drink, bro.
Yeah,
He's smashing it.
he's also doing well,
Yeah.
isn't he? Like at the end of the day, as you said, as a content creator,
yeah.
you have to also diversify.
So Ginge, you're mates with Ginge there.
Yeah,
So Ginge has then like brought in Aaron Hunt. How do you feel about that as a mate doing?
I mean, Aaron. I mean, we knew Ginge before he proper went on the scene. We've known him over the last few years. I mean, I've been on car rides with him, if you know what I mean, stuff like that. And obviously, when he first met, like me, Aaron, and that, obviously he got on with me, got on with Aaron and that, if you know what I mean. Obviously, we was all fine, if you know what I mean. But I feel like, again, a lot of these will just how do I put it? We'll just go with the flow, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like a lot of it is, and they'll try and not get involved with stuff. And, it's fine if they want to be friends with Aaron, and that's fine if you know what I mean. But when I've heard the sly comments in Girth and Turf about my name the odd time and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and then you try and act, you're supposed to be my mate if you're not. Like, there's banter and taking stuff too far, and some of the stuff I've been saying, if you know what I mean, it's... Again, they're trying to get views out of it, aren't they?
I think the industry's a sticky place.
I get it from as a content creator, and you want to try and get views, of course. But from a mate's perspective, you know what I mean. There's a level.
I guess you've got two options really. You rise to it and then ultimately end up making money from it, or you just leave it out and be the bigger person. And also look good in that situation.
Yeah.
So it's about that person.
Yeah, it is.
There's people who just like jump at a chance like, fuck you, mate, you this and you that, and don't speak about me like that. And, whatever. So it's all like it's all subjective, really. And you seem like a guy who's very chilled, very laid back,
genuine
and doesn't
as well,
want to.
Genuine.
Genuinely like genuine person who, I don't think you like to get too stuck in with that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, it's just like, what is the point?
Real.
Yeah, it's fake.
Yeah.
It's fake. If you know what I mean. Like I've been part of scripted storylines we've played on TikTok. All the Simple Simon lawyer thing, all that stuff. That was all scripted. It was going back and forth.
Though. It is
but
smart.
it is about playing. I've been involved in that, so I know how all these things work because I've been involved in it. If you know what I mean. So I know what they're doing.
Shit, I'm so dumb that I didn't think that was scripted.
A lot of people.
Genuinely, I thought that was.
We played
real.
with a lot of people's minds.
Yeah, I actually thought that was real.
Mate, you're a psychologist.
God,
you're a TikTok psychologist,
made me feel
mate.
like an idiot. Genuinely.
Yeah, it's all scripted.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, I was fully involved in that whole situation. It banged views.
Just videos were getting like mil plus, 2 mil plus views.
Hey, listen. Get your money up, not your funny up.
Should we go to our segment?
Yeah. So
2 truths, 1 lie.
Yes, no, I've got it on my notes.
He's got him on his
phone. This is where
phone.
we become the psychologist.
Yeah. This is where we
not the TikTok psychologist.
I've tried to
decipher.
Make it so it's random. I literally
well, that's what we want.
I love it.
I love it last night.
Actually, no, Luke, don't tell us no more about it. We've got to decipher this.
It's so random. So one of the things I've already talked about on here, so it's going to be a truth, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Just go through the 3 and then we'll pick.
I'm an FA qualified coach.
That's a truth, mate.
I have a younger brother.
That is a truth.
I went to 2 different high schools.
Okay, no, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
So, I am an FA qualified coach. I have a younger brother. I went to 2 different high schools.
Okay.
Right. So obviously the FA coach is the
truth.
the truth.
Wait, are they the 3?
Yeah.
Not sure, actually. I'm not sure if you. I reckon you have a younger brother. I reckon he's got a younger brother. Oh, we both. Hey, 2 for 2, bro. 2 for 2.
Yeah, we smashed it as well. Nah,
so
fair play.
I thought to think of something a bit not to do with socials, if you know what I mean. I literally was sat on my bed last night, and I just was like, let's just think something quickly. I don't know.
So did you read out? Did you the order you read? Did you read out the 2 truths and 1 lie?
No, he did truth, lie, truth.
No, he did FA coach, brother, and then the lie.
Yeah, so truth, lie, truth.
No, 2 truths.
Oh no, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I
doesn't
don't know.
matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Either way. Yeah. How
Anyway,
does your younger
we're,
brother feel
we're
about?
pro psychologists.
Yeah. Okay.
How does your younger brother feel about being in like being?
I
your
mean,
brother?
he's how do I put it? It's not a normal school life for him, really. If you know what I mean. Like,
I guess.
he gets a lot of attention at school, good and bad, if you know what I mean. Like, a lot of the older kids stick up for him. I mean, he's going into year 10 now. So obviously throughout the last few
They stick
years,
up for him. That's good.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
That is good. You like to see more mature
yeah,
people.
like
sticking
people
up.
try and say stuff to him to wind him up, say stuff about me to try and wind him up, if you know what I mean. And you know, I do feel bad for him because he has gone. As a family, we've gone through a lot, if you know what I mean, and with all the stuff we've had at the house, if you know what I mean. We've had a few personal things happen as well, so it's been a tough few years, if you know what I mean, as well, on a personal level. But you know, he's rode through it, if you know what I mean, and you know, I give it to him. Hats off to him.
It'll only build a stronger connection between you all.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Like I'm sure you've gained got closer to
Yeah.
through all this.
Yeah.
It's tough because you didn't ask for any of that shit to
No.
happen to you, did you? Like,
No.
obviously, you didn't know it was going to pop off that much, but obviously being a social media person, you kind of like, I wouldn't say it's the life you sign up for, but it's kind of the life you get after you get into that. But again, I see like really big celebrities that are like Hollywood that don't get the shit that you get.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People come into their house and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. I think obviously it's all based on your demographic.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what is it?
100%.
If you know your demographic, what is it?
Like, I'm 21, if you know what I mean. So it's, I would say, mainly teenagers, people my age. But I've had people in like the 30s, 40s, like come up to me asking for pictures, if you know what I mean, saying, "Oh, I sit there watching my stuff," you know what I mean. Or like their missus have come up to me saying, "Come on, pot and have a picture of you." Since they just made it another time, and I'm like, "You're in like your 40s." I'm like, "What?"
It is a bit.
Why are you?
strange up there,
No, we have a pretty big 30s to 45s on it. Shout out to our adults out there. You know, we're not adults.
Yeah, our
realistically.
demographic
We're
mainly
not.
on like the statistics.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
the
yeah.
Darren G one, I think it did go to like 40 to 35.
Bloody hell.
Which we don't mind.
Which
at
is
all.
random for what, and that's
We
why
accept
we've
everyone.
received actually quite a lot of hate on that episode.
No, you know,
Probably
you know how-
because they're that demographic and they think
Yeah.
like you're acting like
I suppose they
too
don't understand
immature.
really, do
Yeah,
they?
whereas
Mate.
we're doing well for this demographic.
Yeah.
That we want to go to, but
Yeah.
it's just not the same, is
bro. We've had people write like
it? Paragraph.
Oh, about, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
like
An essay.
serious.
I
wish we
this,
could
this
pull one
podcast
up,
is blah, blah,
actually.
yeah, actually I wish we could pull one up
I
and just like
imagine.
absolutely
Yeah.
just rinse the people, but
It's
it's,
like, how have people got time to do that? Seriously.
People are having like battles in the comments against each other.
Oh, I've
like,
had that before on my
like
Instagram and that.
full-on
Like,
arguments.
it's funny,
like,
isn't it?
Yeah, I'll
It's
just-
funny, innit?
when obviously I'll just start laughing. I'm just like, I'll
Yeah.
read through them. Like,
I'll tell you
They
about
hate
this.
us because they ain't us.
Yeah.
They hate us because they ain't us? No, they hate us because they ain't us. Have you watched The Interview?
Yeah.
mate.
It's a
Go
good
in.
film.
Unpopular opinion, best comedy movie ever made. But anyway, that's a
Potentially.
story for
thank you.
another time. Comments wise, I read one today on our TikTok that was like, you should make your video. By the way, the video was like 30 seconds long. You should make your video more than 5 seconds long. Oh, classic. Other channel not knowing exactly what to do with their fucking socials, right? I clicked on their channel, bro. The channel was called Fuck Millennials, right? it had 0 followers.
Oh,
0 posts. It's just, one of those standard ones that
Yeah.
like have nothing better to do with their day and they'll just hate on you.
One of those like troll accounts who just
Yeah.
want to like.
It's
put
just like,
stuff,
bro, like, come on.
Yeah, at the
Grow
end
up.
of the day.
A lot of people
Yeah.
need
At
to
the end of
grow
the day,
up.
we're trying to do something. Luke's trying to do something. Just,
Yeah,
I mean,
if you don't like
if you're
it,
haters, keep hating because you know what, it pushes.
At the end of the day, that's what I was
content,
like. Haters, every
Yeah.
comment, everything they
It
put in.
helps, doesn't it?
you don't
Yeah,
have
at
to
the end of
watch
the
it
day.
though. You
It's
don't
all
have
about
to
the
watch it.
dollar.
You don't have to watch it.
Exactly.
No, it's right though.
You don't have to. But if you do hate on me as
Keep
much as
hating.
you want.
Yeah.
You know what? The
'Cause-
haters stick by you the most.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%,
yeah,
100% they do.
Exactly.
Nah.
I love haters,
Yeah.
mate. It's actually no. At the end of the day, we don't get sad about it. We look
No.
at the hate comments and just
We laugh.
crease.
Yeah, well, I'll
We
just
laugh.
talk.
History.
That's
We
what I'll
laugh.
do. I'll just crease and
We
laugh.
laugh.
and-
Your hate doesn't get to me.
I've not seen a hate comment that has a genuine photo of themselves on it.
It's
yet.
hard on
Like,
my lives as well because obviously I'm in character, and when I see some of the comments, I'll sometimes like put a grin, but it's so hard not to laugh.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the people? I saw
Oh,
one the other day.
nice,
I
yeah.
saw one the other day. There was someone. Were they getting like proper their back blown out on your live? They were like
People
making
put
like
screen
sex.
recordings on, and like if I'm off camera or if I like close my eyes or something, they put some random stuff on. And
So how do you like? Do you still like have an enjoyment out of that content, or does it become like a chore?
no, I still like there's actually genuine people who come on and do funny things if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But like I've changed it up recently, and it has worked out. Like before, I used to get someone on. They used to ask me, "Was you cancel any free stuff like that?" I go and act out pots and pans and mode all that. But now I'm getting people on. I'm limiting them to 3 minutes. Anything stupid they do, they're off straight away. Get someone else on. So I'm cracking down on it a bit more now, and it's been working a lot better. And even last night, I had like I said, I had 8,000 people in at one point on my live. That's the most I've had in a long time, and I've only been doing this new type of content for less than a week, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of your things, though, isn't it? It's like, I'll get you straight off.
Yeah, I'll get you straight off, you strange guy.
Right off.
Yeah,
right.
literally.
Yeah. And that then becomes the get out slogan, and then
that's what I mean. All these little things I say, like there's another one as well. People call me Luke, and I go, "Excuse me, my name is Luke," and that other one, it become like another catchphrase, and it's just like, I don't mean for these to go up there,
but you play into
it. Just
it.
happens,
yeah, you
bro.
just play into it,
Happens, bro. Whatever works at the end of the day.
Literally.
Listen, yeah. At the end of the day, it's your job, innit? So it's like whatever. It is. So how would you say you're very fan oriented, or you just do your own thing? Or
yeah, like the way I look at it, if it wasn't for people who support me, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in right now. So I like giving back to people. So when people ask for pictures, as long as they're respectful, I happily have a picture. But if, like I said, sometimes if I've been on night out, a bit too much to drink and stuff, and when I've come out, I'm like, not right now. We had a few incidents last week.
Just last week, just a few last week.
Yeah, I had to get the police involved in an incident that happened last week.
Bro, this guy's life is extreme. Bro, you had to get the police involved.
Yeah, so
more than once last week.
I'll just say the instance, you know what I mean. So like so when I go to the toilet, I have to go in a cubicle because if I go on a normal urinal thing, people are trying to have pictures of me and I'm trying to have a piss. And I'm like,
whilst you've got your cock out.
I'm trying to have it, if you know what I mean. So I had to go in one of the urinal things just to get a bit of privacy. And the lock was broke, so I'm holding the door, trying to have a piss. This guy comes in, you normally tap the door, see if someone's in there. He full on swings it, he whacks my elbow, I go flying into the other side of the toilet. And I'm like, mate, what are you doing? Just tap the door, if you know what I mean. And then he said, I've got mental health issues. I said, a lot of us deal with a lot of shit, if you know what I mean. And then his mates come over, push me up. I said, what are you doing? My mate pulls me back. And then these other lads come in, go after this guy. Someone else walks in and throws up on the floor. And we had to walk over. That's just the first incident that happened on that night. Then after, this guy come up, asked for a picture. Like, how can I describe it? He come up, asked for a picture. And like, there's like, we have a booth by the DJ booth. And then there's like some steps and there's like a walkway. Well, he tried to ask for a picture on the walkway. People walking. I said, mate, do you mind just stepping up on the steps so people can just walk through, if you know what I mean? He said, what do you think you are? You're too famous. I said, mate, what are you on about? And then he said, do you want me to shank you up? And I'm like, what are you on about? And he had a bag on him. He opened his bag and I could see something sharp in there.
Oh, bro.
So I had to report it to the bouncers and I got out of the situation, reported to the police. But my question is how he got in there with that. So I've had to say they need to.
It's a weak search if you can get him.
You can get in clubs with anything, bro. Trust me.
But if I would have gone up to him, he could have just gone.
Trust me.
But yeah, like,
mate, you shouldn't have to deal with.
And then I was coming out of the club as well, and then was going back to my mate's car, and then some guys for a picture. I said, not right now, mate. And then he kept coming up again. Can I have a picture? I said, not right now, mate.
Was that the pushing one?
No, this is a different incident. This is like a few days ago. And then the third time he asked again, I said, mate, just fuck off, will you? And he said, I've just had a fight. You want to fight? I said, mate, just fuck off, if you know what I mean. And then we're going to my mate's car, and I said, just lock the doors, if you know what I mean. And they kept banging on the window. And then my mate went and got one of the coppers on Broad Street as well. I was like, flipping out, it's just everything in one. This is just last weekend. And I was like,
bro, you have the maddest fucking life. I mean, bro, this guy was like, you fucking what? I've just had a fight. So he pulled up his receipts. Look at my fights, man. I've just had a fight right there.
99 and 1.
Look, mate. Fucking I'm straightener inside it. But just quickly rolling it back. You were in the urinal. You had your knob in your hand, and some guy was trying to get an exclusive OnlyFans content.
People have tried to have pictures of me. Well, I'm trying to have a picture.
Exclusive OnlyFans content at the end of the day.
I mean,
you should
people
just be
have
like,
that's
send that
still
to
very
me.
illegal. Like, by the way,
Yeah.
you can't just video someone's.
You cannot.
Yeah.
You cannot. Only I can do that.
Okay. Yeah, that's mental. You have to deal with that. I mean, so would you ever take it back, all of this? Would you ever have rather gone down the FA coaching system? And
no, I don't think I would. Like, I know people who try for years and years and never get to the following I've got, and I did it over like a few months, if you know what I mean. And obviously over the last few years I've adapted things, developed things and that, and I never planned it. It was none of this was planned at all. I was just bored in my kitchen in lockdown, and it just went from there really. So I wouldn't take it back, no, because the experiences, the opportunities I've got and still are getting, if you know what I mean. 2 years ago, I went to Ibiza for free, if you know what I mean. Like, not many people can get stuff, if you know what I mean.
FIFA, I love it.
Yeah,
man.
was good,
like
that
if you're an FA coach, you ain't going to.
No.
Yeah,
you ain't
O
going
Beach.
to Ibiza.
Yeah, I went over beach and
Did
that,
you
yeah.
see? Did you see
Wayne?
Big Wayne?
So I wasn't actually there when Wayne was there. I was kind of gutted, but like,
I reckon he would have got stuck in.
Bro,
like, you would have got,
Did you
you would
guys
have got
see
blessed up,
the
man.
video recently of him
Oh, he
getting
got
knocked
knocked out.
out?
yeah.
Bro,
That
apparently the
looks
thing
rough,
is,
that.
apparently he's a really nice guy. Like,
Yeah, he's meant to
I've
be.
heard from people like he's a really nice guy, and he was just trying to defend this girl, and he just got, bro, he got. I can't lie.
One
I've never seen someone just
But
go
it was
out
also
like
a
a sack
cheap
of
shot.
potato.
Let's be honest. The guy like came from the side
He
angle.
wasn't
Yeah.
even looking.
Smacked
Yeah,
him.
fully smart. I don't think that's right.
No.
I think, but it's a
Yeah.
classic Ibiza thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Someone
It
gets a
Everyone's
bit
just,
too on it.
Yeah.
You know what
Sure,
it
I
is. So where's your next? You've been to Vegas.
I was invited literally
Tell
a
us,
few, few
tell
weeks
us
ago.
about Vegas.
I was in
Tell us
Vegas
about
a few
Vegas.
weeks ago. Me and a few mates went over there. Did a lot of gambling. Lost a lot of money, to be honest.
Did you?
Just like that.
Um,
Did it get like the hangover or?
the jet lag, it does hit you a bit, if you know what I mean. Obviously, because it's like 8 hours difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when I come back here, I went to.
I mean, like the Hangover film. Do you know,
Oh yeah.
It got like that.
Oh, I
didn't
get what you
it?
mean. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. But yeah,
Wake
it
up
was.
with a tattoo on your face.
Oh, yeah, bloody hell. But yeah, it was. I mean, when we was over there, it was like 43 degrees though, so it was really warm.
43?
What?
43
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Celsius.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I
that's
thought you were
mental.
using the American
So
way. I'm happy.
how much did you lose in Vegas?
You're in the middle of a desert,
Quite-
to be honest.
Yeah, you are, to be honest, quite a lot. Yeah.
You lost quite a lot.
I lost
Can we
more than I
disclose
won.
a figure?
It was. I probably can't say the exact amount, but it was. Yeah, it was. I
Yeah.
lost more than I won. Put it
Yeah,
5,000
yeah.
plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were you playing? Blackjack.
A mixture of things, really.
Yeah.
Did you play
Mixture of things.
Baccarat at all?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I
That's a
think
bit of a
anyone
weird
really
one.
plays
I don't
it,
get. I
yeah.
think Americans just play
Yeah,
the
they-
Baccarat.
But to be honest, I've seen the casinos over there. You can drink alcohol in there, so as long as
Yeah,
you're putting stuff
yeah.
in, they'll keep coming over with
But
it.
you can here as well in the UK. That's
Yeah.
what, and
Yeah.
if you become a high roller,
Victoria
they give you
game, yeah.
free
Yeah.
drinks. So you
Yeah,
just, they
yeah,
get you peppered to lose.
Yeah, they do,
Well,
yeah.
it's classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what
So-
they do. They'll try and give you drinks,
What
and then you
casinos
just
did you go to?
you?
Did you
So
go MGM?
I can't remember the exact names we went
Red
to.
Rock.
I think we went to that one, yeah. Also, when we was over there, so we was walking down the Vegas Strip, the road was closed off. Joe Biden was going past us.
No way.
You
Yeah.
see, you
Sleepy
saw
Biden.
Sleepy Joe.
Yeah. So obviously we didn't actually see him, but we saw his car and obviously all the security behind him. He was in the talk in Vegas, and then obviously with all the stuff was going on with him like recently and
What
that.
do you think
That's
to
sick.
like the US stuff at the moment? Who do you think should win the presidential race?
It was weird because over there, like people are trying to hand me flyers, vote for Trump. I'm like, I'm not from here, and they're still trying to hand me flyers. I'm like, I'm not from here.
Yeah, you can't even vote. But
No.
like, who would you rather go with?
I don't know. I mean, people are saying with Biden, the reason, they reckon he's got dementia, though, and that,
Well,
like,
he's
he
not. He's not
does.
actually in
He
the running
different.
anymore.
no.
He
Stop.
pulled
So he
out.
pulled out, didn't he? So obviously he
Everyone
got Trump
realised
and
he
that,
He
got
hasn't
got
he?
pulled
pulled out.
Yeah, but he did, yeah.
Okay, Joe, you're done. You're
Because
done, mate.
everyone's really like against Trump, but then the young community, I feel like.
Yeah, I reckon he'll get back in just
Yeah.
because of the young community. I mean, when I was out there, there's flies everywhere. Like they're trying to hand me them. I'm like, I'm not from here,
Yeah.
and they're still trying to hand them
Yeah.
me.
Mate, he was on the bench for a while.
Yeah,
Yes, he's going to be back in the starting lineup soon. I
yeah,
guess.
yeah.
After that assassination stunt, bro. Ooh.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah.
boosted his
Yeah,
publicity massively.
but it makes you think how did that actually? I mean, with security was, but you
Yeah.
know, it
You
makes
think
you think,
set
doesn't
up,
it?
But then
Yeah.
also the millimeter that he turned to hit his ear was
Yeah.
too close. You can't
Ah,
chance
right.
that.
But
No.
then again, so many things happen due to chance. Like,
I know, but what I'm
You
saying is
moving
it
something
can't have been
last
set up because
I did,
because there's no way you risk shooting
That's
the
a rabbit
president
hole.
in the back of the head and he twists the millimeter.
Yeah,
No.
that's a
Like-
rabbit hole, though. That's a
Nah,
rabbit
I
hole.
don't think
No,
that's
I agree, but it's a rabbit. It's a
possible.
rabbit hole,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's a rabbit hole. at the end of the day, none of us are American. So
Yeah,
we're not
fuck
gonna
off.
go.
No.
But you do, as much as some of his views are a bit extreme. You do have to respect the guy for getting shot in the ear.
Yeah.
And afterwards, like he
50
knew what he was
Cent.
doing. You know when he went like that, he went like that.
Yeah.
He's like, wait.
Let me
And
get
he
the
came
clip.
through. He went through. It's like, let me get the TikTok clips right here. Fight. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's just the guy he is. He knows how to market himself.
Yeah, he does 100%.
But in terms of Vegas, right? How many strippers did you have coming up to you? Like, is there as many strippers as people make out to be, or is it just a bit more tame? Then is it exaggerated, or is it just?
I think
like,
it is exaggerated a little
Yeah.
bit. But yeah, they're just trying to get money out of you, are they? If you know what I mean. Of course, that's all they're gonna try and do. Try and get money out of you and that.
Just like the casinos, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, they're everywhere. Even if you go in a little corner shop, there's machines in there in the shop. Like, imagine just going to your local like Nissa or some more and like seeing a slot machine in there. That's what it was basically like.
Yeah.
And people are on them in the shop. Or you're trying to buy, I don't know, like a chocolate bar or something.
That's a horrible
people are on.
environment to live in.
Chocolate bar, a
actually.
couple slugs.
That's
Oh no.
Because like if you actually are an addict and you go into your local shop
Yeah.
Yeah.
just to get something and you can't avoid it at any cost,
Yeah.
that is horrible.
Yeah,
That's
they're
genuinely
everywhere. You
Oh,
literally
just
you can't
move from
escape them.
Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's literally what you.
But that's what
do.
Vegas is known for, isn't it? I
Yeah.
suppose.
We're Sin City.
Yeah,
City.
literally.
Apart from that, it's literally just like gambling, strip clubs, drugs, and alcohol.
Yeah,
That's literally all it is.
literally.
But it's good fun.
Yeah, it
good
was. It was.
You seem like you had a good time.
Yeah, it was good.
Would you
we-
go back?
Yeah, I think we'll go back.
We'll
yeah.
hit a little Vegas trip with you if you want.
Yeah.
Let's get on the
Go on
Vegas
tour.
one.
Yeah.
I'm on that.
Easily distracted ex-Luke Bennett on tour, mate.
Gambling.
Mate, no
Serious
gambling.
times.
No gambling for me. I'm bad at it. I'm very bad at it.
Oh,
no,
God.
no,
Have
I'm
you-
not doing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no. Let's
Yeah.
not talk about let's not talk about gambling. Luke, it's just gonna bring back flashbacks. for Luke.
PTSD.
That's
for
not-
me.
that's not- So, what are your goals for the future, mate? What's your
So,
projection? What do you think?
continue growing socials really. Like I've recently started doing Snapchat a lot more, so more vlogging type content on Snapchat, my day-to-day stuff. I'll get a clip in a bit after this with you guys if you want on my Snapchat,
yeah,
because
100%.
I've started earning money off that as well. So I do like daily Q&As on there as well, so people ask me questions on that. And Snapchat money is really good. Probably one of the best social media apps to earn money on at the minute.
Oh shit!
be
I didn't
honest.
know that.
Yeah, if
Oh.
you can get like I'm verified on Snapchat now as well. It's on like crystals and that. And if you can get the right, there's someone who's in the same agency as me on Snapchat. Within the first 11 days, he earned about 70 grand.
Holy shit. I did know this was a thing. I just can't get on Snap. We'll
Yeah.
have to set one up on the
Bro, I have to be like, yo, what's up, guys?
So like Nelk boys
That
and
makes
stuff,
sense, bro,
they do that.
because they spam
yeah.
it, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, mate. This has been.
But
a
that's
thing
what
for
I
a
do
while.
now. Basically, I'll spam.
Yeah.
I'll put
Bro.
between
What are
like
you
50,
earning?
60, 70, sometimes over 100 stories a day.
What are you like getting off a daily wage?
It's
off
5
that?
figures.
A day.
Well, not a day. Well, overall, it's 5 figures on that. But a day, it varies, to be honest.
Let's say like 60 quid maybe a day.
More
maybe.
than that.
Oh, okay.
Mate, come
So you
on.
live
It's
it.
a-
Yeah,
it
but that's
Well,
just
it's
one
60 quid.
platform. That's
Some
one
days it can
platform.
be like a few hundred quid a day.
Yeah.
That is good.
That's
That
legend.
is,
Of just that one
just from
platform.
just,
That
like,
is unbelievable.
posting
Just
about
my
your
day-to-day stuff, yeah.
Yeah. And if you
Social
do that
media,
every day for a
right.
year, you're getting like.
Like, I've only been
60K.
doing this for about a month, really, and like I said, I'll get my first proper pay at the end of this. So it's paid monthly to the end of this month, so I'll get
You're
a
looking
decent,
What's that
It's
looking
looking
like?
fat,
chunk from that.
What's that
really.
looking like?
Like I said, it's in 5 figures.
Yeah. Wow. That's
It's looking
good.
like 10, 15
No,
Yeah,
grand.
no,
it's
that's
looking-
not 5 figures.
Oh, yeah.
That's not 5 figures. Oh no, it is. No,
Yeah,
you're right.
it is.
No, you're right.
Yeah, it is.
Oh shit.
10, 15 grand.
Oh,
4
shit.
figures. Yeah.
Oh shit.
10,
Man,
15K.
Fair play. Fair fucking
Lit.
play, bro.
Fair play,
You know
mate, man.
what? That is actually.
Luke smashing it.
Yeah. Listen,
Luke's
Luke.
smashing it.
Luke, you've this has been really like eye opening. I've actually, I thought like from all the social stuff that was going on in the past years, like you get to learn a lot about the person, but this is much more,
I've learned a lot
much
about
more like on a real level,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
getting to know the actual
Yeah,
human,
yeah.
not just like Luke who got big of doing like, oh, Galo Kanti, what are you doing, my friends,
Yeah.
get out.
Yeah.
Get out. You know what I
It's
mean?
been a
Yeah.
pleasure, Luke.
Yeah.
No, I
genuinely.
appreciate you guys
Yeah.
I
inviting me
really
on. and
enjoyed this
Mate,
one.
it's been sick. So we're gonna ask you a few more questions just to kind of, understand a bit more about you. So you've been talking about obviously how you felt threatened in your own house.
Yeah.
Right? And do you have any messages for the people that are like those kind of people who are kind of just like fucking with you, right? If you wanna say anything
Look
at all,
the camera.
you can look at the camera. You can tell them what you think, and
I would say to the people who are doing all this stuff, put yourselves in my shoes. How would you like it and your family?
short and sweet, and it makes sense. So honestly,
perfect.
that is.
Yeah.
You've been a class act. Genuinely,
I appreciate
you've been
it,
a bit.
Yeah,
Sorry, you wanted to.
No.
You wanted to say something? Okay, yeah. Well, I genuinely thank you for opening our eyes to the life of Luke Bennett. This has been unbelievable.
Hopefully.